All right, happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy June 1st. Yes, baby, it's the beginning of the month. Happy June 1st, babies. Woo! How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? June 1st. Baby, listen. That last night's blue moon, did that get you together? Did last night's blue moon get you together? Yep. Yep. Yesterday's blue moon. Yeah, that brought a lot of clarity to a lot of folks. Not necessarily easy answers, but clarity. Yep. Once you got that clarity, you know where to begin. Oh, in the beginning of the week. She wants to work in the beginning of the week. I'm so grateful. Yeah. Let's get some good smoke up in here. Yeah. So, okay. A lot of people saw something that they could not unsee. They were seeing the truth. They were seeing a pattern. They were seeing relationship dynamics. They saw a direction that they've been avoiding, that they've been being called to move forward to. You know, they saw the open door. They saw an open door. But the question was, the door's open, but now are you going to walk through that door? That's what the blue moon yesterday. That was the question that left us. The blue moon left us that question. Y'all, it's 7:30 in the morning, no coffee, and even if it does, I got to do caffeine because I got that. You know, I told y'all I got that high blood pressure shit. So anyway, today's transit. Today's transit, we have got Mercury entering Cancer while the moon moves through Capricorn. So Mercury in Cancer, we're talking about heart-centered communication, emotional understanding, empathy, speaking from your feelings, damn, 7:30 in the morning, shit. And then we got the moon in Capricorn. Shit, y'all can't see. There we go. You saw my shuffle. Here. Got a card. We're going to put it right there. Okay, and so we got the moon in Capricorn, and that is emotional maturity. Okay, we got emotional maturity. We've got practicality. You know, we've got accountability, and progressive conversations. This is what this transit is bringing today. So like with all of the clarity that happened yesterday with yesterday's blue moon, clarity is the first step. Because once you know the truth, eventually a conversation has to happen. And maybe it's with yourself, maybe it's with somebody else. But either way, what was revealed yesterday is now wanting to be articulated. What was revealed yesterday now wants a voice. Okay? And that is what this Mercury in Cancer Capricorn Moon energy is all about. So Capricorn Moon, it wants people to be honest, to be practical, and to be emotionally mature. Mercury in Cancer just wants people to speak from the heart. Say what you mean what you say. You know, so together it creates this energy where people stop talking around the issues and they finally talking about the issues. They're not arguing, they're not blaming, they're not trying to prove who's right, but to create an understanding. Because sometimes the conversation that you've been avoiding is the very thing that's going to create the healing that you've been asking for. Ooh, I'm on fire today. Let me say that one more time. Sometimes the conversation that you've been avoiding is the very thing that creates the healing that you've been asking for. Yep. I spread out my cards. Let me show you what this looks like in tarot. Where's my cups? Here is His Majesty, right here. King of Cups. I'm trying to get that glare off. King of Cups. His Majesty. Emotional maturity. Emotional intelligence. Compassion. A calm communication. responding instead of reacting. What we want to do is we want to listen to understand, not listen to respond today. All right. Right after that, we got justice. Oh, wait a minute. Let me say this much. This card right here, His Majesty. His Majesty would say, speak your emotions without letting your emotions speak for you. Speak from your emotions without letting your emotions speak for you. That's a big difference. That's a big difference. Right next on this bandwagon, we got justice. We got justice right here. And we talk justice, we're talking about honesty. We're talking about accountability. We are talking about truth. We're talking about fairness. We're talking about clear communication. This card, justice card, excuse me, y'all. It reminds us that healthy conversations require honesty from everyone that is involved. Okay. After that, grounding. Pentacles. I need my pentacles. Give me a second. There we go. Right there. Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles right there. Mutual understanding. Reciprocity. Okay? Reciprocity. Healthy exchange. Support. Balanced communication. The energy from this card reminds people that feeling heard is important. But hearing other people matters too. This ain't all just about you. You got to have room in your bandwidth to be able to allow other people to articulate themselves. And you may not like everything that you got to hear, but that's okay. You ain't got to like it. You just got to understand. You got to hear it. You got to understand where it's coming from. Right? That's what's going to get you through the day. So just breaking it down. I mean, just to break this energy down. This transit can make people want to clear the air. They're going to want to clear the air. They want to have an important conversation. They're going to speak honestly. The people today want to resolve their misunderstandings. You know, they're going to express how they feel. They're going to communicate with more empathy. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Some people today may finally say what they've been holding in, or what they need, or what hurt them, or what they hope what they can hope can improve for them. There's going to be a lot of communication going on today. And honestly, many of these conversations don't need more emotion. A lot of these conversations do not need more emotion. You know, this energy is going to be highlighting something important. People often avoid conversations because they are afraid. People avoid conversations because they are afraid of the outcome. They're afraid of the conflict. They're afraid of rejection. They're afraid of disappointment. They're afraid that the relationship is going to change. But avoiding the conversation very rarely removes those problems. All it does, it just delays it. It just delays it. And this transit is going to encourage people to approach difficult conversations with compassion and maturity, not avoiding the feelings, not drowning out the feelings, but being able to balance both of these things. So a healing conversation happens when people stop focusing on being right and start focusing on being understood. So this energy today, it's going to teach us to be honest without being cruel. You ain't got to hurt nobody with the honesty. That's wait a minute. And when you know you're doing that, you a real asshole for doing that. You can express honesty without the cruelty. That ain't helping nobody. You know, all that does is create more hurt. You know, people are going to learn today that you can have boundaries without feeling like, without feeling being punished to have them. We're going to have compassion without self-abandonment. You don't have to be able to empathize with somebody in order to, sacrifice your own peace. And today this transit is going to help us so that we can listen without being defensive. Some people may discover that the conversation that they feared is actually the conversation that's going to set them free. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of divine intelligence communicating throughout today. Divine intelligence is going to be communicating through relationships, through interactions, and through conversations. When we communicate honestly and lovingly, we create space for greater understanding and for some healing. And that's what we want. That's what we want. So today's energy, where are they? Today's energy, yeah, it's going to remind us that truth and compassion are not opposites, they're partners. So today we're going to affirm. We can affirm. Here we go. I communicate with honesty, wisdom, and compassion. I communicate with honesty, wisdom, and compassion. Yeah, we're just going to keep it short and sweet. You can speak your truth with clarity and receive the truth from others with understanding. You've got the power. Your words can create healing, they can create the connection, and they can create peace that people need right now. All right? So, yeah. What conversations have you been avoiding? They coming to get you. They coming to get you. Yeah. Yeah. So listen, we're going to do our divine downloads. You saw that. You saw the card. You saw my card. We're going to get our divine downloads from the Power of Surrender cards by Dr. Judith Orloff. And this card, oh wow. There is no numerological aspect that we got to break down. But babies, look, watch this. Surrender your attachments to results. This card reads, the formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen, then let go of the results. Holding on to them too tightly for a desired outcome can sabotage that. But with this, this is going hand in hand with what I said about the astrological forecast, because collective, what are you trying too hard to control? That avoidance is a form of control, and because I know a lot of y'all are feeling very impatient. Y'all are feeling hopeful. You're wishing for something to happen. Peace, let me say this. Peace shows up when you stop trying to force an outcome. Peace shows up when you stop trying to force an outcome. That's going to be one of my cards. I got to write that down. Wait a minute. You know what? Here we go. This is hangman energy right here. Letting go. Trust. Releasing the need to control everything. This is very much hangman energy right here. Seeing things from a different perspective. And here it is, y'all. The more attached you are to a specific outcome, the more stress, the more disappointment you all are going to create for yourselves. Your job is the effort. The outcome, that is not your portion. Your job is the push. Your job is to plant the seed. You're not supposed to watch that seed. You ever planted grass? Did you watch it all the time? You just kept watering it, let the sun and the universe do its thing. One day you come home from work and you're like, oh, the little baby grass is coming up. That's how you got to do these outcomes. That's how you got to do these outcomes. We're going to affirm for this one. Come on, ancestors, give me my affirmation. I release my need to control the outcome and I trust the process. I release my need to control the outcome and trust the process. That's it. That's it. That's all. Y'all stay in alignment. That's your assignment. Welcome to your brand new work cycle. Okay. And again, when the pressure gets too hard, just ask the universe, show me how good it can be. Ha! I did this in less than, oh, look, I did it in less than 16 minutes. All right. Y'all stay blessed.